Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another fabulous episode of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. Thanks for watching. So, very recently we learned that two of the next big guest stars on Supergirl will be Teri Hatcher and Kevin Sorbo. Teri Hatcher, the beloved Lois Lane of 1992's Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. It lasted for 4 years. In my opinion, she was the best, or one of the best, Lois Lanes to be in extended media or film or whatever. I think she looks the role. I think she played the role greatly. She's sexy. She's beautiful. Even nowadays, she still looks great, and she's in her 50s or whatever. And there were rumors at the time that Kane and Teri Hatcher didn't get along on set, but Dean Cain mentioned that it's great. He thinks it's great. She's coming to the show. Kevin Sorbo, another interesting connection, was that he was actually cast to play the role of Clark Kent's Superman in the Lois and Clark TV show alongside Teri Hatcher back in the 90s. And a couple of days after he was actually booked to play the role, they called him and said they changed their mind and they had cast Dean Cain, which must have been heartbreaking at the time, but then not too long later he got the role of Hercules in Hercules: The Legendary Journeys, and that went for much longer than Lois and Clark did, even if it wasn't on a regular network and it didn't have as much high noticeability at that time. I would say now it's a legendary show. It had a lot of fans. It had a cult following, which was a sci-fi show where Andromeda was this sentient ship that he was the captain of, and I tried that for a while. Didn't watch that or Hercules very long. They weren't my type of show. But he had some of his own success, and it just goes to show you can get turned down for playing one of the most famous, popular characters on the planet and still get another famous, popular character that's been in many comic books and forms of literature and movies throughout all time. And, Teri Hatcher's been acting since she left Lois and Clark. She did another long series, longer than Lois and Clark, with Desperate Housewives. She's been a guest star on lots of other television shows. And now we're going to have both of them together on Supergirl. He says Teri Hatcher's playing his wife on the show. The announcement of Teri Hatcher said that she's been announced as the big bad on Supergirl. So I don't know if they're both the big bad, or if she's the aggressor in the situation and kind of has control of him, or if they are going to end up going their own separate ways, or maybe she wants to be villainous and he doesn't want to be, or maybe they both will together to some even degree be the big bad on the show. What I love, and I've mentioned this before, is that they always go back to the well of people that have been in the Superman family or been involved in some way with possibly being in the Superman family, as in the case with Kevin Sorbo. And they keep casting them on the continuing shows. Lots of people appeared on Smallville. Helen Slater is on Supergirl. And now Teri Hatcher, who was a huge part of the mythos on the Lois and Clark program, is going to be on Supergirl. And then, of course, we have Kevin Sorbo. But Dean Cain's on the show. I'd love to have a scene with them, with Dean Cain and Teri Hatcher somehow interacting. And they could even do, a lot of times they do tongue-in-cheek humor on the show. They could have a Dean Cain, Kevin Sorbo moment where they somehow reference the fact that Dean Cain played Superman, and obviously they wouldn't say that on the show, but they could somehow do some sort of witty joke that kind of acknowledged that fact. But I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm loving Supergirl. The ratings have gone down as the second season has gone on. A lot of people are complaining about the Alex relationship. I don't know if it's because it's a gay relationship or if it's because it's another character. Some people say it's just because it's a secondary character and we want the show to be about Supergirl. Some people say we don't want to see romance on our action shows. We want to see a lot more of the interesting things that can happen on shows. We don't, romance doesn't always have to play a part. It's cliche. It's old. It's something that we've seen over and over again. We don't need to see it anymore. Some people seem to have a problem with the fact that it's supposed to be a family show, a show safe for kids, and they're doing a gay relationship. I think it's great to show inclusivity and diversity and the idea that we're accepting of other types of relationships and we're accepting of love in whatever form it comes in. But I could get behind the idea that maybe they're spending too much time on other people's relationships and not enough on Supergirl. But it is an ensemble show, and while Kara is the star, and it is her show, she still has a cast around her that have their own stories going on, and I'm okay with that too. And I'm very much looking forward to these new guest stars, and I hope the show gets picked up for a third season, and I hope the ratings pick up. Watch the show, help it along, enjoy it. If you haven't seen it, it's really a good show. It's heartwarming. It has a lot of emotion, a lot of feelings, and they do a lot of the inspiring stuff really well. Thanks for watching, everybody, and remember, always look up in the sky.